The Devin Dixon Show.
Yeah, welcome back, sports fans. Yeah, and the Queen Bee buzzing into the One Law Studios. And on a Throwdown Thursday, it's time to get to the buzz. Greetings, Rachel. How are you?
Greetings, Devin. I'm fantastic. How are you?
I cannot complain. Now that we're back on the airwaves and rocking the airwaves on 106.1, and what's our lead story today?
All right, so we're going to talk about the Oakland Raiders cheerleader situation going on. That's what we're going to start with. I'm sure you've heard about this.
I did hear a little bit. Yeah, they're not happy.
No, so they're being sued. The organization is being sued by the current and former cheerleaders, claiming wage theft and other unfair employment practices. So the lawsuit was filed Wednesday, and it alleges that the organization withholds all pay from Raiderettes until the end of the season, does not pay for all hours worked, and forces the cheerleaders to pay many of their own business expenses. And so according to the filing, the Raiders cheerleaders are paid $12.50 per season, which amounts to less than $5 per hour for the time they spend rehearsing, performing, and appearing at events where they're not compensated. Now, in California, that's lower than minimum wage, which is illegal. And, of course, the team had no comment on the lawsuit.
Yeah, that's just Bush League. I don't know that it's the Raiders' general manager. I'm sure somebody else in charge of that. Somebody's dropped the ball big time out there. This sounds like they have a really good case, but I don't know the inner workings and the details, but it sounds like they got a really good case and they could win this and have some money coming their way.
Yeah, they're going to have a bunch because by law you have to be paid, I think it's minimum here in California of $7.25. So if they can prove that they're paid less than $5 an hour, it's a slam dunk for them. There is no debate. They cannot argue anything else. So it'll be done. That's just illegal in this state to be paid less than that. So
I'd be kind of mad.
I don't trial. They're done. They're going to want to settle.
I don't know if I'd want to be back. I'd be trying to sign on with like the Jacksonville Jaguars or some other team that'll pay me. Yeah, and the Seahawks and the Broncos cheerleaders got to be enjoying it. They get a nice trip to the Super Bowl, and other cheerleaders around the league are getting paid. Let's get to our next story. What's next, Rach?
Our next story is a Denver story, and I found this article, and I was it just made my day. So, and obviously in Colorado right now, marijuana has been legalized, recreational use.
Yep.
So, standing literally in the shadow of the Sports Authority field at Mile High, where the Broncos play, is a place called Mile High Recreational Cannabis. And so a lot of these football tailgaters now will pick up their party goods for the game, but instead of a six-pack of beer, they're buying game day joints. And so what's great is they're joking now that for the first time in 48 Super Bowls, each team, the Broncos and the Seahawks, who was out in Washington, also in a marijuana legalized state. This game, they're joking, should be nicknamed the Bud Bowl.
Yeah.
Obviously with, not Anheuser-Busch kind of bud. So they're talking about how, this reporter was taking a tour through the recreational weed shops about town, talking to Denver fans, and the general consensus that came out was the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, and their fans are going to believe they're going to have a hell of a lot more fun than anyone else in the country watching, because a lot of people they interviewed said, and this is, one guy's quote, I prefer sitting down watching the game stoned instead of being drunk. You remember more. So apparently on the day before the AFC Championship game last week, there was a line around the block all day. They said, the woman who owns the shop says, we're so close we share a driveway with the stadium. It was like grab and go. So it's creating like this whole new way of watching football out there, and people just seem to be thrilled.
The Stoner Bowl, Bud Bowl. I mean, I've heard all kinds of names for this. Yeah, it's a big deal for everybody. They should just move the Super Bowl to 420, and we'd have a home run.
Oh my God, we would so have a home run out there. So there you go. That's that story, which I absolutely love. So going on with more, Super Bowl related stories. So a Seattle area veterinary clinic. This isn't a long story, but it's a great one. They're offering the clinic free Bronco castrations, it says on their sign. It's called Cascade Veterinarian. And literally it says free Bronco castration.
That's for all the farmers outside of Seattle there, they can get their Broncos castrated for free. Is that are they really offering that, or is that just a joke?
No. They're actually offering it as a special right now. This is legit.
Huh.
This is legit.
I'd be curious to see how many people actually take advantage of that.
From what I was reading, because they had updates on this story, apparently it was doing really well, the special. So fantastic. It's one of my favorite stories right there.
They're getting more pub than paying millions of dollars for 30 seconds of time in the Super Bowl game right now. So it's that's the one thing a lot of people do is if they can't afford to buy Super Bowl ad time, they'll just they'll shoot an ad and go viral with it, or social media hit it, or they'll do something like that, and then all the local media, TV outlets and radio outlets will jump on a story like this. And here we are in St. George, Utah, talking about a veterinary in Cascade, Leavenworth.
So funny. So good job for them. They were smart, very smart. All right, so we're gonna go into a story that there's some really great stories this week, honestly. So with one crude college game day sign, Oklahoma State student Matt McGann went to Las Vegas last weekend as a porn star's date. Now, obviously, don't give up on your dreams, everybody, because you too can be a porn star's date to the big event. So apparently, this friendship started back on November 23rd when ESPN's College Game Day went to Stillwater for the Baylor-Oklahoma State game. McGann held up a sign that said, "Baylor's defense has more holes to fill than Lisa Ann." The joke is that Lisa Ann's a porn star. So it spread around the internet, and, it was, everybody was talking about it.
And so she thought it was funny, and she reached out to this kid?
Yeah, so apparently she does do porn. Apparently it's legitimate. And somebody apparently told her about the sign, and she loved it. And she actually found McGann on Twitter. And so they've obviously kept in touch because last Saturday, McGann accompanied Lisa Ann to the AVN Awards in Las Vegas, which is, for porn. And apparently she won 2 awards with him as her date, and there's a bunch of pictures of them there, too.
Wow.
As hottest MILF and best MILF release. So, this dude literally went from holding a sign to her date.
Wow.
2 months later.
Wow.
Good for him.
I guess. I don't know if that's lucky or not. Next story.
He's a college student. Are you kidding? This is like the highlight of his life.
That might be true. Might be true. I don't know. I don't know how that happens.
I don't either, but I think it's
I want to hold up a sign that says I want to play golf with Michael Jordan College Game Day, and I wonder if Michael Jordan will invite me to play golf with him. That would be cooler, I think.
My guess is that wouldn't be as successful. Just a guess.
Just a guess. Yeah. Moving on. What else we got today?
All right, this is actually an ESPN radio story from one of the other stations. I don't know if you heard about this cat story. Did you hear about this?
You know what? I watched that, or I listened to it. Yeah, it was totally off the wall. I did hear about that.
So for people, our listeners that don't know about this, and I really wish this would happen on our show because I don't even know what we do with it, but it's bound to be fantastic. So, ESPN Radio was doing their usual spiel like we do, and apparently a reader on Deadspin, which is a great website for really interesting stories, the guy wrote in to say that he was listening to ESPN Radio one morning while the host was talking about why he likes cats better than dogs. And this is what one might call like a hot cat's take, and it's appropriate topic conversation for early morning radio. So the reader was saying, I'm a cat person, so I enjoyed this, but when the show went to a commercial, Doug flipped over the dial over to like a W fan for some Knicks and Nets talk, and what happened is a guy named Robert in another town was listening to the same cat team show as Doug was, but he called the wrong number when trying to offer his own hot cat takes to the host of ESPN Radio. So he actually called WFAN, which is actually a New York station, because I grew up with it, and so he's talking about cats and WFAN instead of ESPN. So the guys on air had no idea what he was talking about. But this guy that called in, it happened to be listening to both shows, knew where the guy was coming from. But the poor guy had no idea he had called the wrong show.
I did hear that. Those guys were like, what in the world? They got blindsided. There's no question.
It was so funny. The reactions of just pausing and silence were epic. Because, literally, what are you going to say? A guy starts talking about cats.
Yeah, out of the blue, talking about cats, and these guys are like, this guy is drunk or something. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I gotta admit, it was pretty funny. I did get a laugh out of that story when I heard that clip.
Yeah, that clip it's on my Twitter page, ESPN The Buzz. If you want to check that out, there's a link up to it. It is awesome. So if you want to have a really good laugh, listen to this because the host reactions are fantastic. And so we're going to finish up, before we go to Bus Time Trivia, we're going to finish up with a story. about the Cleveland Browns and their coaching situation, which I'm sure, Devin, you have talked about.
Yeah, they just hired the defensive coordinator from Buffalo today. Finally, it took forever. It's been a grease fire. I can't wait to hear this story.
Well, yeah, because think about how dumb the situation has gotten. At this point that I was researching, the front office still hadn't found a replacement while building the other teams. Texas and the Vikings had, hired new coaches. Their, staff members are piecing out left and right. The offensive coordinator, left.
Yeah, Norv Turner, he went to Minnesota.
Yeah, to Minnesota under the new head coach, Mike Zimmer. There's left and right. People are just leaving. Defensive coordinator Ray Horton, was like, peace out for the Titans.
And he was good, too. He was really a good coach. That defense wasn't terrible this year.
No, they weren't. But literally people dropping left and right. And it's like you're saying they hired someone today, but it was looking like they wouldn't have any freaking coaches. That the players are going to be coaching themselves.
Well, I thought kind of maybe they were waiting for Darrell Bevel or for maybe Dan Quinn or even somebody on staff with Denver or Seattle. I wasn't sure. But yeah, the guy they hired wasn't even on their original list of candidates. That's how bad it had gotten.
Yeah. So it has gotten really bad. So, obviously the pool of candidates has shrunk for other stuff, but seriously, they need to start making some more moves because I don't know what's going to happen if they don't. I mean, obviously things are going to start coming together at the end, but come on, this is getting a little ridiculous.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of times a new head coach will come in, he'll hire his own people, but all the assistants weren't waiting around to see if they were going to be employed or not. So when they got called and opportunities to move on, they did, and they left the cupboards pretty bare. So they're kind of going to be starting from scratch. They do have, quite a few draft picks and a lot of young talent on that team, Josh Gordon and a lot of very talented players, but I don't expect Cleveland to make the playoffs next year. Let's just leave it at that.
No, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many talented players you have. I mean, that's a great thing, obviously, but without coaches to coach them, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That is the buzz with the Queen Bee here on a Throwdown Thursday Sports Radio, ESPN, brought to you by Kelly Jewelers. Get on over there if you're thinking about getting engaged or maybe you need something for the upcoming Valentine's Day. Kelly Jewelers, just next to Costco off the Washington exit. We got to take the break. When we come back, we want your phone calls. Buzz Time Trivia. It's next on ESPN Radio.
At Sunset West Bowling Center in St. George, Thunder Alley, wild lights, music, and fun. Plus the Firehouse Grill inside Sunset West. There's karaoke every Thursday, a live DJ every Friday, and live bands every Saturday night from 9 to midnight. It's time to let it roll at Sunset West Bowling Center and the Firehouse. It's action-packed.
It's a new year.
Time for New Year's resolutions.
Need to get a new car?
Need to get some new financing?
Need to get a new body.
New body?
Yeah, Team D has teamed up with the Summit Athletic Club to inspire all these things to happen.
Yeah, passes the Summit Athletic Club with every test drive.
1 month trial membership for every car purchased.
And a drawing for a 1-year membership to Summit Athletic Club.
So get to Team D and take a test drive to start the new year out right. New car will make you look thinner, too.
Team D auto sales at 488 East St. George Boulevard, across from Cafe Rio. And the Summit Athletic Club, now with 2 locations.
Get fit, yeah!
Devin Dixon.
He's the man.
Sports with an attitude. Weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. It's time for the buzz with the Queen Bee on the Devin Dixon Show.
Welcome back, and we want your phone calls. Buzz Time Trivia. We do it every Thursday. One question. The right answer wins you fame, glory, and a nice parting gift. Let's get right to it, and the Queen Bee is ready. And Jeff, our first contestant. Jeff, welcome to the show. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here's your question.
All right. What do you call a higher than 3,000 feet? There's a lot of climbers in southern Utah, so I thought this would be appropriate.
What do climbers call?
Say it again?
What do climbers call a peak higher than 3,000 feet? I don't know the answer to this.
Lone Peak.
Lone Peak.
Bro,
You're cutting out a little on us, Rach. What is the answer?
a Monroe.
Monroe. I'm sure somebody out there is going, oh, yeah, but I had no clue. No clue. We want your phone calls, Buzz Time Trivia. I don't think they'll all be that difficult, but Rachel did have some listeners get some correct last week. So 673-9398, call us up, 673-9398. 98 if you want to play. I've got a pair of Harlem Globetrotter tickets up for grabs today. 673-9398. I've also got Dixie Direct Savings Guide up for grabs today. And I know we've been off the air for a few days. Apologize for that. So, but we're back, and we want you on Buzz Time Trivia. Throw one my way, Rach. Actually, let's go back to the phone lines. Who's this? Hey, how you doing, man? All right, here's your question.
Okay, what country did baseball originate from?
I didn't hear the question.
What country did baseball originate from?
Canada.
No, England.
England. Really?
Yeah, I was actually surprised myself.
Yeah, I would have probably guessed America, to be honest with you. Let's go back to the phone lines. Our next contestant, what's your name?
Shane?
Shane Diggets. Thanks for hitting us up. Here's your question.
All right, Devin, you actually will probably know this one, because since you're a golfer.
Okay.
Who won the 2003 British Open golf tournament?
I do know this one, I believe.
So I figured.
All right. Let's see.
Let
Phil
me-
Mickelson?
Let me give you a clue. Hold on.
Okay.
He likes to wear, kind of like Payne Stewart did. He likes to wear the Knickerbockers, and he actually will wear the Knickerbockers if he's in a certain city playing a tournament that matches like the Chicago Bears, or he'll wear NFL teams when he's playing golf tournaments there. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Is it Ben Curtis? Is it?
Yeah, Devin, you got it.
Yeah, Ben Curtis. Yeah. It was. I remember that. I like Ben Curtis because I was a big Payne Stewart fan. That's the only reason I knew that, and he always kind of was one of the few that would wear those knickers. Let's go back to the phone lines. Who's this?
Sterling.
All right, Buzz Time Trivia. Sterling, here's your question.
All right, what's the name given to a jockey's uniform, like a racing jockey, horse racing?
To their uniform?
Yes.
What's
Holy cow.
the name given to a jockey's uniform? I don't know this one, Sterling. You're on your own. No clue
I'm
coming.
hoping for a hint, Devin. What's the...
Rachel, give him a hint. I don't know the answer. I can't help if I don't know the answer.
Hold on. The name is affiliated with a smooth, very soft fabric.
I couldn't hear that.
The clue was the name of the jockey's jersey is associated with a very smooth, soft fabric. That's about as much of a clue as you're going to get.
Silkies.
Silk. It's silk.
It's silk.
Oh, there you go.
He got it. Hey, a little help, a little clue there. Good clue, Rachel. Sterling,
Thanks.
I got 2 tickets to the Globetrotters or a Dixie Direct Savings Guide. What do you want?
Savings guide.
All right, he's got the Dixie Direct. Nice work today, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Sterling nailed it. Hey, pretty good clue there, Rachel.
Thank you. Well, see, I don't really count that one as a loss since I had to give like a pretty hardcore clue on that, but it was still good. You guessed well.
Yeah, that was a good clue. Let's go back to the phone lines. Who's this? Dustin, here's your question.
What colors are the 5 Olympic rings? So the Olympics is coming up. We're doing some Olympic questions.
Red, yellow, green. Red, yellow, green, blue, and black.
Correct. Nice work.
Dustin! Yeah! You didn't even hesitate, man. Nice work. How do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good. I've never gotten naked before, so it's good.
Hey, I've got 2 tickets to go see the Harlem Globetrotters. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, that's it's February 11th at the Centrum up there at SUU. All right.
All right.
Dustin.
Good to be back on.
I know, me too. I'm glad we're back. Let's go back to the phone line, 673-9398. We got time for 1 or 2 more contestants here. Buzz Time Trivia, 673-9398. And how are you this afternoon?
Doing well.
What's your name?
John.
John. All right, John, here's your question.
A volley shot in tennis means the ball is not allowed to do what before it is returned to the opponent?
Can you say that one more time, please?
A volley shot in tennis means the ball is not allowed to do what before it is returned to the opponent?
Ooh, tough question.
A volley shot.
Yeah.
A volley shot, V-O-L-L-E-Y, volley shot in tennis means the ball is not allowed to do what before
Touch
it is
the ground.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. It's not allowed to bounce, so technically it's not allowed to touch the
Right.
ground.
Yeah, we'll give that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice work. Tell me your name again. I'm sorry.
John.
John, I've got a 4-pack of tickets to an upcoming Dixie State home basketball game, all right?
That is fantastic.
All right, buddy. Nice work.
Thank you.
All right, John is correct. We got set for one more, 673-9398. 673-9398. They're on to you today, Rach. We had to help a couple people out, but not bad today.
Not bad.
All right, let's see if we can get one more winner. Who's this? How are you, man?
Hello.
Hello?
All right, here's your question. Listen close.
Okay. What do we got?
Which country did the famous racehorse Secretariat compete for?
What country
Yep.
did they compete for? What country? The United States?
Correct. Nice work. I wanted to end with a winner.
you had to think about it there. I was actually thinking the same thing, but I thought maybe that's too easy. Would Rach actually throw one out there that was that easy? Nice job. Tell me your name.
Shane?
Shane, I got another 4-pack of an upcoming Dixie State basketball game. All of our winners can come to Cherry Creek Radio, 750 West Ridgeview Drive. Pick up your prizes 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Great work as always, Rach. Good to have you on for the Buzz. We'll see you next Thursday.
See ya.
All right. Got to take a timeout. And we're going to get you out to some NBA basketball coming up